name is Malik, and I graduated from the Kinesiology program in 2017. So in grade 12, I knew that I wanted to do kinesiology. I knew it was something I was interested in. Like a lot of people that are applying, I had a similar story in that I was an athlete. I played sports. I got hurt. I went to physio. I thought it was really cool. And I knew that kin would be the pathway for me to get into a career, something similar to that. So I was looking at a bunch of different universities and I had no idea about what Guelph-Humber was or that it existed. And a recruiter that was a family friend contacted me and told me all about this program that had placements, that had small class sizes, really interactive learning environment. I was like, that sounds like it's for me. So I went home and I went on the university site, switched up all of my application orders and picked University of Guelph-Humber as my number one. And I got in, and that's how my University of Guelph-Humber experience started out. So one of my favorite classes during my time at the university was definitely physiology. It was really cool to take everything that we learned about science, everything I knew about sports, and put those pieces together. And you get to see how, on a cellular level, how things interact for somebody who's an Olympian or somebody who's really good at sports, how their body's different, how we can learn how to separate the Joes from the pros. One of my other favorite classes or lab sections was definitely the exercise prescription labs. You had a lot of opportunity to learn how to move, how to do exercises. A lot of it I had no idea what it was. When I was in first year, I didn't know the difference between a squat or a deadlift. I was in my notes trying to scribble it out and figure out how exactly to differentiate the two. We had a lot of opportunity to learn how to do all that programming. So learn how to work out, learn how to exercise, and learn how to design programs and test athletes. So by far, definitely one of my favorite classes during my time at the university. So I did 2 placements in my 3rd year. I did a placement in my 4th year. It was really funny. In my first year, the first 2 years of university, I did really, really well. Did well in my classes, all my labs. And I went to my 3rd year placement thinking I was going to kill it. I went into my placement and it absolutely was a whole different experience. Not what I expected. So it was a really good, interesting experience to understand that learning inside the classroom was a lot different than the real world. It was nice to have both those aspects together. And I got to take all my class knowledge and start to apply it in a new challenging way in the real industry. And it worked out really well that my 4th year placement turned into my current job. So yeah, there's kind of 2 parts to university. If you think about it, there's that academic component, which is what you're looking for, but there's also that social aspect. You learn the soft skills. You learn how to make friends and connections and networks that kind of push you forward and allow you to grow as an individual and become mature as a person, as well as when it's coupled with that academic component. So for me, I was a part of the Kinesiology Society. So I was president of that for 2 years. I was also a part of the Kin Games team. So Kin Games is a really big conference that happens each year. So one university will host every other university kin program in Canada, and they'll all come together and you have a dance competition, you have sport competitions, and then you also have different themed events throughout the whole weekend. So it's a lot of fun. For me, I was a part of the team when we went to Montreal, and I was also a part of the team when we went to Winnipeg. So right now, I currently work as a kinesiologist at a sports clinic called Sports Ed Medical. So this was my 4th year placement. So as soon as I finished my placement in January, they hired me to work as an assistant. And from there, I've grown into different roles. So now I wear 3 hats as a kinesiologist. So one thing is I do rehab with athletes. So I look at the specific components of how did you get, not just that you got injured, but how did you get injured? So if an athlete comes to me and says, I have my knee hurts, I'm going to take a look at their ankles, going to take a look at their hips and see if there's some level of dysfunctioning happening there, which may be causing them to have the pain in their knee right now. The second thing I do is I work as a strength coach. So I work a lot with our teams, individuals and athletes, whether in their off season, during their season, helping them prepare and get stronger and avoid those injuries that they might come and see me for later. And the third thing I do, I work as a sports therapist. My role is to support the athletes in any way they need on and off the field. So before games, I do all the taping of the athletes, so taping their ankles, their wrists, their shoulders. I primarily work with Rugby Ontario. So I've done about 12 tours now. So I've been all across Canada to almost every province. I've been to the States a bunch. I even went to New Zealand this past December to work with the Canadian team at the World Championships. So it was a really cool experience. So I do all the taping for the athletes. I do their warm-ups. I do their cool-downs. I do their stretches. If an athlete does get hurt during the game, I am the person that runs on the field, sees what's happening with them, and try and get them to be better. If they're injured, what I do is I take them off. I'll do their treatment and make sure that they're able to go back into the game, either that game or get them back into the next game. So it's a really cool experience. You get to travel a lot and get to work with a lot of high-level athletes. So for me, one of the biggest takeaways that I found helped me strive into my career and be so successful early on was the ability to take that theoretical component that everybody gets, but the big separator was all the hands-on components. So all the labs where you learn how to exercise, you learn how to do assessments, you learn biomechanics, you learn a lot of soft skills as well. So you learn how to not just work with the condition or the athlete, but you also learn how to work with the person. So having that duality of knowing how to do my job and how to work with the person, put that together just allowed me to strive. So I wouldn't say there's one particular thing. It's just the overall learning environment and the whole structure of the university itself, including the professors that are really easy to talk to, really easy to engage with, ask questions, get guidance from. Oftentimes you might feel like you're a little bit lost in the sauce, which is okay because everybody goes through that. And throughout the whole 4 years, I remember flip-flopping between what I want to do, thinking I want to do this, and want to do that. And I always had the support of the faculty and the staff and all of the instructors to help me kind of navigate that process. And now I am where I am. And I'm very thankful for everything that the university helped me achieve and where I got to right now.